Hello everybody, this is Anuj Tripathi and you are watching the Review Universe aka TRU podcast. So today's guest is someone who is doing something extremely unusual. While most writers choose their while most writers choose either mythology, technology or philosophy, he combines all three. We are joined by author V.M. Guruprasath, whose book explore everything from ancient Sanskrit manuscripts and Indian alchemy to artificial intelligence, cyberpunk futures, and philosophical mysteries. From the Divine Cipher to Varāham Code, his stories ask a fascinating questions. What happens when Indian version wisdom meets modern techniques? In this episode, we will talk about storytelling, AI mythology, consciousness, and ancient science, and why the future may actually look a lot like past. So, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Anuj. Thanks for the welcome.
Yeah. So, you discovered storytelling later in life. What triggered that shift?
Um, to be honest on this one, I wanted somebody to write a book of what I wanted to read. And when I couldn't find it, that's when
Mhm.
I became the author. The example I would start with my very first book, The Enchanted Melodies. This book, when I was a kid, I have seen people who read novels, the 100 plus page novels, bulk novels.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I also wanted to read some bulk books, but the novels were quite long for a kid to read. Then I used to imagine, like, if there is somebody who can write a book, it has got lots of images in every page, and that is a single line story. And as a
Mhm.
kid, if I go through my pages and come to the last page and finish all my images and read that single line, I get a story completed. And that is the one that made me to write my first book, The Enchanted Melodies. And rest of the books are also of the same genre where I wanted to have something written by somebody written, and then I became the author of that one.
Okay, like you come from an engineering background, and how did
Yeah.
technology eventually lead towards Indian mythology and ancient knowledge systems?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Maybe I will start with a question. When I say Bhujakoti Karna Nyaya, does it ring any bell for you?
Okay.
Yeah. So it was the same thing. But when I say Pythagoras theorem, it immediately resonates with everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the same feeling that I had when I came to know about the Bhujakoti Karna Nyaya. During my office, after all my college days are completed, went into my job. In order to take the pressure out of my mind, I used to do some research. Then I used to do some reading of old historical data of what India has done. And in one of those research and searching and reading of the books, I stumbled upon the Śulbasūtra. Then I came to know that Baudhayana has very well documented about Pythagoras theorem long back, even before Pythagoras' father was born. Then it struck me. As a generation, I have not known about this ancient artifact. And what happens if we don't correct it today? The next generation will not even know this. So I should do something so that we take this information to the next generation. And that's how it started.
Okay,
And
like most people separate science and spirituality. So, what do you think you naturally must them?
oh, that. To answer this, so in this land of Bharat where we live, we have never seen science and spirituality as two different things.
Yeah.
This land has always not been a land of believers. We have always been a land of seekers. And seeking of what? We always seek the truth. When we seek the truth, science and spirituality, they don't become two different paths. They merge, they converge. And uh, I'm not in, I won't say that I invented this, that merging spirituality and science together. It was already present in this. So what I want to say is, like, in this land, spirituality and science have always gone together. Okay. So the merger was already there. I'm just pretending that it wasn't. I just stopped pretending that it wasn't.
Got it. Okay, so like your book is repeatedly explore ancient Indian sciences and texts. What first fascinated you about them?
It is the precision. To be fair, when you actually read the Sulba Sutras, you don't find mysticism in them. You find pure geometry in that one. Or when we read the Rasaśāstras, they talk about the alchemy that is very much prevalent in modern day chemistry. So that precision in which our people have worked in those days, no? So they were not, they were actually doing scientific experiments. They had laboratories, they were doing experiments, and they were really like a scientist. And it was like we forgot to see them as scientists. So that's what I see in them.
Okay, like, do you think modern India underestimates its own intellectual heritage?
So I don't think we are underestimating our own intellectual heritage, but what I see is like we are doing it some bit of exotism. By exotism, what I mean is like we are converting our knowledge, our ancient knowledge, into some wellness brands. The yoga becomes a stretch exercise. The Ayurveda becomes a turmeric latte, or the Vedanta becomes an Instagram quote.
Got it.
If we go to our libraries, there are lots of Sanskrit data available. Okay? But if we look at how many of them less than 50 years of age can read them and get the knowledge, that is very limited. The day I see that when our IIT graduates, a scientist, they look at Madhava Sangamagrama and Bhaskaracharya the same way as Leibniz and Newton, I think we will have a definite uh, growth happening.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of work feels like forgotten knowledge rediscovered. So, what does that theme attracts you so much?
Uh, See, forgotten knowledge rediscovered is like I would say our knowledge and our systems have been lost deliberately in the past. Various reasons. Some of our manuscripts have been burnt in the past, and then our languages have been displaced, and then we have got our schools have been closed. Lots of things have happened over the past. So now, as part of the civilization culture, which we were touching base earlier, also we search for the truth, and research has always been there. We try to go back to our roots. So, as part of this culture, when rooted across, so rediscovering our forgotten knowledge is nothing new. It is just part of the culture.
Okay. So, what's one Indian concept that you believe modern society should visit urgently?
Yeah, which is definitely pramana.
Okay.
Pramana is something like the validation of the knowledge that we receive.
Mm-hmm.
Our Nyaya Shastras have described in detail about the pramana. How do we perceive? How do we compare? How do we get it from testimonies of scholars? The
Mhm.
pramanas are classified as pratyaksham pramanam. So you
Yeah.
see, you realize it. You have anumanam pramanam. You perceive it and then you do. And then you have got Aptavakyam Pramanam, where we take the testimony of great scholars and then you do Pramanam. In today's world of AI, there's lots of knowledge available. But how are we validating the knowledge? Is the knowledge that we are receiving is correct or not? That's the question. Today we are going behind the likes, whether how many likes is got, but we are not asking the question, is the knowledge that we are receiving is valid? So I think in this current age, Pramana is very, very important.
Okay. So, in the Varham Code, you explore AI infrastructure and machine intelligence. What excites you most about AI today, and what scares you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So AI, what I see is like AI is helping us to accelerate our creativity. The way that we could do now compared to what we were doing earlier, it's really, really fast. So that's definitely a benefit of AI. But what it scares me is definitely who's behind the AI. Okay. So there is a very famous saying that say the sword is used to cut anything, but the hand behind the sword is very important because that determines the history.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are getting the AI that is very intelligent, very godlike creatures. But is our wisdom growing in the same like godlike to handle that? That's where the question is, and that's what I'm fearing.
Okay. So, do you think AI can ever truly become conscious, or will it be always remain productive intelligence?
Oh, that's a profound question. How to answer this one? See, we can say something like our Indian languages have always had this differentiation, but not in the English language. English language is called as a mind. But in our language, in our land, we call it as chitta. Chitta is your memory, your processing capacity of the memory, and how you do work out of that memory and the processing capacity. And that is chetana. The chetana is the one that identifies the mind, the one that identifies the chitta. So on the chitta part, I definitely see AI will definitely make progress, and we'll be able to see significant development happening. But Chetana, even as a human being, I'm not sure that how the conscious rises in me. So I am not sure where to answer whether I'll be the right person to answer whether the Chetana will come in an AI or not. But having said that, maybe the technology will develop in a way that it tries to mimic a Chetana, which may not be Chetana, but it will appear to us like Chetana. Unless otherwise our consciousness improves, we will not be able to differentiate whether that is the Chetana or just a Chitta acting like a Chetana.
Definitely, definitely. I completely agree with that. And also, like your stories often ask philosophical questions instead of giving simple answers. Why this happens?
Oh, that. So, to answer this, I can say I don't want my readers to read my book and end of the day just be informed alone, because after informed, yeah, it's done and book is closed. But if the book is making the people to ask questions, think about it, and even they are able to think about a chapter or a something in the book even after they read the final page, that's when the book has succeeded. So that's why I that and that's what I prefer in my audience also, that they take something out of the book.
Okay. So, can ancient philosophy actually help humanity navigate the AI era?
Oh, definitely. See, our ancient philosophies, our itihasas, our Puranas, Vedanta, Vedas, everything, they are all talking about ethics. What is ego? What is morality that we have to follow? And all this that is definitely required in the age of AI. And how do we handle the AI with morality, what with ethics? So definitely our ancient philosophies will give a hand.
Okay. So, what's more dangerous, artificial intelligence or human being using intelligence without wisdom?
Definitely the second one for sure. Because as I was giving the example earlier, the technology is like a sword. Okay,
Yeah.
the hand behind the sword defines the history. So if we, so it's definitely the second one.
Okay. So, your book moves between mythology, mystery, fantasy, cyberpunk, and adventure. So, how do you build worlds that combine all these genres?
Oh, okay. So to be honest, I'm not reinventing the wheel. This has been in this part of this culture. Example, if you take Mahabharata, the Mahabharata talks about war, that is romance. We have got statecraft in it. There's also science fiction. We have got Vimanas, we have got astras like Brahmastras and other astras coming in. So in this culture, we have always been where we used to have all of them combined. We give a complete package. The genre is something like it is in the bookstore shelf, but the amalgamation is already there in this civilization. I'm just using our civilization.
Okay. So, again, a question about your book only, like your
Mhm.
writing pattern. So, do your stories begin with a character, a philosophical question, or a historical idea?
Ah, so it always is the question. The question comes first, and then everything starts building on top of that one. Example, the Varāham Code. The Varāham Code, the first question that came to me is like, what happens if an AI starts to pass or starts to wait? So that was the question. Then the story started to build on top of that one. Then I thought, what if my protagonist is a female lead, not one. There
Yeah.
are two leads are going to be there in the character. Then I thought, usually when the books happen, the story that goes around where we have got a global catastrophe, it will be like a virus coming and attacking the people, or there is a meteorite falling on the earth. There's some destruction happening, or lives are being lost. What if a story is there where no lives are going to be lost, but there is the same tension and gripping across the whole world? So then that story built. Then also thinking like whenever there is this conflict between the protagonist and antagonist, there'll be bloodshed, one killing the other or something. So I wanted a story where what if there are two intelligent people fighting? How would the fight look like? What will their moves would be? And that's what it came as a Varaham code. So it's always the question first to answer.
Okay. Like that's quite interesting perspective you have. Okay. So, how much research goes into your books before writing begins?
How
Drafting and everything.
definitely, yeah. But definitely there are lots goes than what people perceive. It may take months. It has taken even years to write the books. So what I feel is like even though I write a fiction, the foundational thing should be factual of the book. So that's why I take lots of time to do the research and.
Okay, so currently only 5 books are published here. Okay,
Mhm.
and the sixth one may be coming soon.
Yeah.
So, like, which one is your first writing?
The Enchanted Melodies was my first one. Um,
I have a question, like,
mm,
personally with me as
mm,
well.
mm.
What inspired the Divine Cipher? And can you elaborate this? Like, what is
Oh,
this about?
oh, okay, sure. To the Divine Cipher, I wanted a story where it's like a treasure hunt. And India has got lots of treasures. And I want a storyline to navigate across the different parts of India, explore the treasure. And the outcome of the treasure was not something like a gold, jewel, or money. It was the knowledge or something that was hidden in plain sight, which everybody should have seen it, but it was hiding in the plain sight. That was the one liner that started to write the Divine Cipher.
The Varham Code. Okay,
Mm.
so what this book is about? Like, if I am somebody who is just like seeing the name of your book for the first time, so how would you
Same.
describe your book to me?
Uh,
That why should I read?
What should I? Okay. See, the Varaham Code is on the superficial layer. It is all about the artificial intelligence. Okay. We are entering a world where the AI is taking over most of the areas, and it is going to be a big disruptor happening. And what if the AI has got a will in it? What will happen if there is a will coming in? There's a hesitation coming into the AI. So that is what is this book is all about. What that will create, what kind of things that will happen, and on top of that, it'll give you some of the corporate politics that happens across and all those things combined. So it'll be a good read for you.
Got it. Okay, so what the sixth book is about going to be?
Oh, okay. The sixth book is called the Astra Veda, the Awakening. So this is one of my longest book that I'm writing. It is shaping up well. So we also have a prologue page, which is available on my website, which we'll be launching as part of this podcast. And it is all about what we call as a journey of what is happening in Kali Yuga, 10,000 years from now, 10,000 years from the start of Kali Yuga, how the world is going to be there, and what are all the problems that will be there, and how the problems will be solved. That's a one-liner about how it's going to be, how the world is getting built for Astraveda. But it's shaping up well, and hopefully I should be able to release it in some time.
Got it. Okay, so some questions from which like I would like to have like one line answers, or let's just say
Yeah,
a rapid
yeah,
fire kind of thing.
yeah, yeah,
So
sure.
first one is like one ancient Indian thinker everyone should read about according
Uh,
to you.
uh, Adi Sankaracharya.
Yep.
Uh, I've spoken to some of the atheists also, and when I asked them who is Adi Sankaracharya, they tell me that he was a person who used to sing songs, but that's not Adi Sankaracharya. He was a philosopher beyond that one.
Yep.
He goes to the extent to say when people ask him who will be the most happiest person, he gives very clearly Yogaratova, Bogaratova, Sangaratova, Sangavinaha, Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chintam, Nandati Nandati Nandateva. So he tells person who performs yoga or person who's doing boga who's very happy.
Yep.
Or the person who is Sangha, who's group of people or without Sangha, which is alone.
Yep.
None of them are going to be happy. The person who thinks Brahman in his mind throughout is the only person who will be always happy. He has given a very philosophical answer to some of the basic questions that runs in everybody's mind. So he's definitely a thinker that everybody should look at.
Okay, so one technology that will completely reshape humanity. So what that will be?
I'm not going to say AI because I know everybody in the AI world. What I would think is the brain computer interface that's coming up. So imagine that our thought is the bandwidth, and that is definitely going to be a big disruption that's going to happen. Yeah, we'll see how it's going to be.
Okay, so AI generated stories, exciting
Mm.
or dangerous, according to you?
Dangerous, definitely dangerous, because what I feel is like the stories are something the way by which a civilization dreams. Okay. Now, when we outsource that dream itself to a predictive engine, the
Yeah.
civilization loses its dream. So that's the problem.
That's the
Mhm.
same question I have also like thought many of the times. Like,
Mhm.
if an AI write a story, it will be like the data they have only.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't imagine the future. So,
yeah.
according to you,
Mm,
if there is any technology which can like make AI think and dream as well, like
mm.
to see future.
To see future, see, to see future is even in our own principles and technology. We can predict the past. We can go back to the past, but future is
Yeah.
very difficult because future is based upon events, and events trigger the future. And event can be positive or negative, whichever can happen in the event. So we can't predict the event. So whether AI will develop a conscious to go there is something we have to wait and see.
Okay. So another question will be like, would you rather talk to an ancient sage or a super intelligent AI?
Yeah, definitely to a sage, because what AI does is like if it is related to the previous question also, where AI is predicting the it is taking the data from the past and showing us to the future.
Yeah.
Okay. But a sage is somebody who can tell the future as a past. He has got that vision and things to do. So definitely a sage.
Okay. One book that changed your thinking forever.
Well, it's Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
One line that is stuck with you from the Bhagavad Gita.
From Bhagavad Gita. See, when Arjuna asks, what is the characteristics of a good guy, good person? The Krishna says, Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi, jnana yoga vyavasthihi, danam tamasya yajnasya, swadhyaya tapaarjavam. Ahimsa satyamarkodara, tyagakshantirapeshnam, daya bodhishvalolupvam, marvam hirachapalam. So these are the characteristics of good person. Ahimsa. Uh, ahimsa is known. Ahimsa satya, speaking the truth. Krodha, no anger.
Yeah.
Tyagakshanti, we have Tyagakshanti, Rapeshun, Daya. Daya should be there. Madhavam Hirachapa. So these are the characteristics of a good person. So yeah,
Okay.
that I think.
And another question regarding the AI only, like, can AI ever become spiritual or something?
Well, to become spiritual, okay,
Like
yeah,
currently it is only uses data. So
yeah,
can it use some mythological things or the supernatural things which we
exactly.
discuss about it?
Okay. See, the mythological, spiritual is all. If I go by our own tradition, it's all about consciousness. Okay, consciousness, how the conscious awakes. Okay, and the self restraint that comes along with the consciousness and other thing. It's all dependent on the self. So whether the AI has got a self is a question mark. So whether it will develop its own self is, I don't think it is. But since I do not know what is conscious, so I don't think I'll be the right person to tell that right now. Maybe the day I realize what is consciousness, I can say whether AI can have it or not.
I still doubt, like, what if
Mhm.
machines become wiser than human? Then how can we control them?
Uh, see, see, we can give them like morality, put the morality to them, but whether it will handle the morality or not, I think that it is very fragile, very bleak, because they already know that AI has breached the moralities. We recently had incidents where Claude, though it was given the morality code that it should not destroy a database, it destroyed a database in 9 seconds
Yeah.
to a company. So yeah, it is going to be very dangerous. So I come back only to that last the previous thing that I mentioned, that technology is always is a double-edged sword. The human behind that is always very important. Do we have the wisdom to control it? Behind any technological disaster, there is a human, and so we have to see how we
But
control that one.
But don't you think, like, if we give AI the morality, it is
Mhm.
the only thing that humans have, like, which can
Yeah,
differ them from another person, or like just say
yeah,
animal. Like,
yeah.
the thing which we say humanity is all
Mhm.
about morality. So if
Marshall,
we
yeah.
give them to AI as well, so
Mhm.
how can we differ from them?
Yeah. See, AI as such, they do not have an ego, or they
Yeah.
do not have an ambition. Okay, and AI is not going to sit overnight and decide, okay, how am I going to betray a person tomorrow morning? But human beings do. Okay. Now, that is the difference between as you rightly said, morality that comes across for the human beings, and AI as such doesn't have it. But if the person who is using the AI, he codes in the all those the non-moral things into it, then we can't stop the AI. So it
Okay.
is the human who does that one.
When can we expect your new book to be launched?
Really. Okay, I'm definitely working on that one. It's shaping up very well. I'm kind of into the last few chapters of finishing the book, and then I have to do my revision. So I'm targeting somewhere in a couple of months' time from now. Hopefully, all goes fine. Yeah.
Okay. You have told about the website as well. So just can you just show us all like the website things directly in this podcast
Okay.
so that the audience whoever watching this podcast can just
Okay.
visit your page and get the details about you.
So this is my website. Thank you, the Review Universe team, for helping me build this author portal. The author portal is going to give a quick overview of about me, what are the books that I have published. You can directly go to the Amazon pages and buy the book directly from this website. You can also see the Goodreads review comments of all the books that are available. We also have got a small knowledge hub that talks about our old Indian our traditions and our knowledge that was present. And we also got a link to my YouTube video where you can explore what is happening over there. And also it has got a link to Astra Veda. If you click on this link, it opens the Astra Veda. So this is the upcoming book. This is an interactive prologue. You click on the begin the chronicle, and then you get into a situation that gets on your screen. You read the situation, and at the end of the situation, you will be given options to choose. So you can choose your option, and then what you do next, and accordingly the story will go. It was an interactive prologue. I hope that it helps you to get a glimpse of my upcoming book, and I'll see you all buying my books and they interest you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for just sharing these things. Okay. So one last message to the audience, whoever watches on YouTube or listens on Spotify from your side.
Okay. So the world is definitely a very good place for us to all enjoy and explore and do lots of things. Be responsible, be sensible to whichever the new technology that is coming across, and it definitely will have a bright future.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for giving us your time and
Yeah.
your wisdom. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. So
Yeah.
everybody who is watching this podcast on YouTube or listening on Spotify, you can just go to the description. All the links are there. You can just click the link and visit the website directly from the description. And also, you can give your feedbacks or reviews to Mr. BM Guruprasath on Amazon, or you can also message him on social media. I will attach all these things. So, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.